Hi everyone, it's me! And today, let's watch this video together! Oh? Gaijin Goomba. They fight for... they fight against ignorance, stereotype. They fight for understanding, respect. Game exchange, bringing culture to gaming.
Hi everyone, Gaijin Goomba here.
Hey.
Last time we talked about Final Fantasy summons and their cultural inspirations from the Middle East. So this time around, let's head over to Asia and see what cultural inspirations they lend to our favorite summons.
Yeah.
For the record, guys, I know there are games where you fight a lot of the summon characters, but I'm looking specifically at player-controlled summons. Otherwise, this miniseries is going to last a lot longer than anticipated.
A lot longer.
I'm also going to go on record in saying that I do not profess myself to be a master of all languages, so I'm probably going to mess up some pronunciations here and there. Anywho.
Okay, understandable. You have spoken it beforehand, so it's always good to acknowledge the problem. So, yes, we forgive you. Let's continue.
First up, let's talk about some familiar territory, Japan and the summon Yojimbo. Thanks to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Akira Kurosawa, I think the majority of us have a pretty solid idea of what Yojimbo are. But if you really don't know, Yojimbo are basically blades for hire during the post-Tokugawa shogunate during the dissolving of the samurai. In the game, you pay Yojimbo each turn for a different amount, which yields a different attack. What's a little odd about this character is his dog, Daigoro. I think the reference with this name comes from a super popular manga called Kozure Okami, or Lone Wolf and Cub. The manga was turned into several movies, plays, and even a TV series, so it's pretty well known. The story itself is about a man named Ogami Ito, who was driven to becoming an assassin with his 3-year-old son Daigoro after the Yagyu clan brought false accusations against him. In naming concept, I think Yojimbo is fairly well represented with the exception of Daigoro, because really, who represents a key character in a well-known, well-loved, deep story as a dog? Aside from that, though, this is pretty good. Yojimbo even uses a specific katana called a dotanuki, or torso cutter, much like Ogami, who favored the short blade as well. As a whole, Yojimbo has some fun influences and utilizes them really well. Next up, let's talk about a more obscure summon, Kirin. For those of you young whippersnappers, Kirin was an Esper in Final Fantasy IV who protects the party with Lifeguard and teaches several healing spells. Kirin in-game also appears to be some sort of a cross between a giraffe and a deer, which seems a bit unusual. So how does it compare to Kirin of mythology?
Qilin.
Kirin originated in China as a symbol of fertility, luck, protection, longevity, and prosperity. But quickly it spread all over Asia. Often they're depicted as one part dragon and one part horse, or even unicorn in some cases. According to legend, these holy animals would appear with the birth or death of a ruler or a sage, and in their appearance brings good luck and prosperity to those it visits. Now, as I said, Kirin are known all over Asia, but it's Japan's interpretation that I'm the most curious about. Interestingly enough, Kirin is the Japanese name for giraffe, so long neck? Check. Also, many Kirin are depicted as having huge horns like a buck. Final Fantasy Kirin's antlers? Double check.
So, did they mistaken from a giraffe to a mystical creature? Maybe.
This tied to the fact that both Kirin are protectors and bringers of prosperity, it looks like Final Fantasy really nailed the creature behind the myth. Okay everyone, I'll stop beating around the bush. Let's talk about Shiva. Shiva is an incredibly complex god to describe. He's considered the supreme god of Shivanism, a sect, if you will, of Hinduism. Shiva is also considered one of the 5 primary forms of the god of the universe in Samarta tradition, as well as one of the 3 great gods alongside Vishnu and Brahma in Trimurti tradition. Shiva also has dozens of avatars and forms, and is the patron god of yoga and arts, and one would think that would be enough to work off of, but instead Square Enix used the name to describe a near-naked female ice god and a set of twins that scissor into a motorcycle. But to be fair, they came close. I want to speculate they associated the name Shiva with Shiver, which fits the ice motif. The blue skin of Shiva, the ice goddess, is most likely in connection with the god Shiva's blue skin. Why blue skin? Long story short, some gods in Ashura tried to make the nectar of immortality, and in the process made the halahala poison which Shiva drank to save the world. Lastly, I believe Square made Final Fantasy Shiva female because they were confused as to what gender Shiva actually was. Now, I know Japan isn't the best when it comes to identifying gender, but in all fairness, Shiva does—
What? Wait, what? These are all dudes. What?
isn't the best when it comes to identifying gender, but in all fairness, Shiva does have some effeminate features. Moving on in Hinduism, let's quickly talk about Rama. Unfortunately, Rama, according to cultural mythology, is not a sage of elemental lightning. Rama's name comes from the Hindu epic Ramayana, in which Rama, an incarnation of Vishnu, sets out on a quest to save his wife Sita from Ravan, the king of Lanka, with the story mostly surrounding the concepts of dharma. However, Indra, which is another name for Final Fantasy Rama, is a Hindu god of storms who uses the Vajra, otherwise known as the Thunderbolt, as a weapon. So in name, no, Rama kinda drops the ball, but in concept, you can easily see the inspiration. And that's all I have for Asia-themed summons for this episode of my Final Fantasy miniseries. I understand I'm missing a few, particularly Ashura, but let's just say I'm saving that for another time.
I mean, if you have Indra, where is your Asura? So
Next time, we'll be talking about the influences of Greece and Rome and how they shape yet another set of Final Fantasy summons. But until then, this is Gaijin Goomba signing out.
Thank you. That's fine.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out my channel for more videos about culture and gaming. And if you missed the first episode of the Final Fantasy Summons miniseries, go ahead and click here for that first episode. And as always, be sure to check out the Game Theorists channel where Matt, Pat, Ronnie, and myself dissect your favorite games in search of real-world truths behind them. See you then!
See you. Thank you so much. That's very nice to watch. Thank you so much. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Hopefully that you find this video as entertaining as I thought it will be, because honestly speaking, I find a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much. Oh, and also forgot of also follow my channel. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye. But hey, that's just a game exchange. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thank you so much. Subscribe.